we were talking just before we started this call, Pim, about right now, you know, a lot of people are in a challenging situation, right? Because they've been forced to stay at home.
Exactly. Yes.
And suffering is coming up for people because so many people have run away from suffering into busyness. You know, well, as long as I've got the school run, and as long as I have to rush here, and as long as I've at least got the morning traffic to complain about every morning, and as long as I've got, how many people do you ask them, how are you? And then they respond by telling you how busy they are, which wasn't the question. How are you? You didn't say, what are you doing? How are you? I'm fine, I'm loving, I'm kind, I'm happy. No, how are you? Oh, I'm so busy. So many things going on. And it's almost like we've developed a sense of status as humans, like in order to justify myself, I have to be busy. And in all that busyness, many people, I believe, and I'm starting to see it now with my clients, that people are in, you know, isolation, or I don't like to call it isolation. I like to say people are in grounding right now. Different word, right? Different frame. So people are having a chance to be grounded right now. While people are being grounded right now, stuff is coming up. The suffering is coming out, and maybe this is an opportunity. I know it's an opportunity for learning and from not going back to some of those old habits where it was easy to say, well, I'm too busy to learn. I'm too busy to grow. I'm too busy to face up to the challenges in my marriage. I'm too busy to, you know, realize that I don't like my job anymore. I'm too busy to, maybe now's the chance.
So easy to be distracted in the heat of the moment, running every day in that treadmill and not taking the chance to step out and see that the treadmill is just keeping you in there all the time.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
You know, before we started this call, we kind of used the metaphor of a magnifying glass, that this might be the opportunity for you to see your own patterns and become more aware of them. And also realize that if it hurts you right now, they were already here. Yes. It's just that now you're aware of them. And that brings the big opportunity to be able to change them.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
What is the way in which you help people now to deal with this situation? Because a lot of people might listen to this and they might say, yeah, that's an incredible opportunity to become more aware. But at the same time, maybe some challenges or problems come up in my life. Maybe my job is now insecure, or my business is under a lot of pressure, or even I'm afraid of my health becoming infected with this virus or something similar. Yeah. Now, of course, these are thoughts of fear. So how to dissolve this fear? That'd be a good topic.
Absolutely. It's a very relevant question, Pim. And, you know, I'm not saying we should all be really, really positive. This is just an amazing time. You know, there's some really bad stuff happening out there. People are dying, and there is a genuine disease spreading around our planet right now, and it's affecting people's health physically, emotionally, as well as finances, and causing worries. But fear, let's just go back to the root of fear. Fear, in our limbic system, we've got this beautiful little almond-shaped structure called the amygdala, and I call it our security guard. This amygdala evolved for the fight or flight response. It evolved to tell us we either attack the saber-toothed tiger or we run away from it. But either way, we have to survive. And this security guard right now, and actually way before this pandemic came along, for many, many years, if you look at the World Health statistics on the growth of anxiety and depression and stress-related illness, for many years, many people had been going down a path where their security guard was on alert too much of the time. And so first of all, we have to realize that the security guard is our friend. The fear response is there to protect us and not be afraid of it. But we also have to realize the difference between when it's needed and when it's unnecessary, and creating a whole bunch of stress and anxiety and negativity in our thinking, and also reducing the function of our immune system, therefore, at a time when maybe we need our immune systems to be healthy. So what it does is, if there's a fire in your office building, if you're jumping into the street and a car is coming really quickly, you need a stress response. You need to sabotage the CEO, the thinking brain, and you need an immediate response to take over. Yes, you do.
Exactly, yes.
But right now, there's a lot of people feeling helpless or worried or concerned. And our tendency when we're doing that is we try to jump somewhere to try and find an answer. And sadly, a lot of people jump to the media or to social media or to the news to find an answer. And I promise you that it does not reassure you to jump onto the news and find there was a record number of deaths and 2,000 people overnight died in the US. How does that help you? Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not unsympathetic to those people that died. Of course, that's tragic. But this is just bringing your security guard right up there, and he or she will be screaming.
Yes.
How does that benefit you? How does it benefit your family? And then what you do is you go, oh my God, that's so horrible. I have to phone, and then I have to tell my friend. Did you hear this? 2,000 people died in the US. Oh God, that's so bad. And then he or she feels the fear. And it's building up this level of cortisol. So it's almost like our security guard is triggering us into what if thinking, but what if thinking that we can't do anything about. You know, there are two types of what if thoughts. And this is a really simple but really easy activity coming from the world of cognitive psychology for people to think about. If you have a what if thought, figure out, is it something I can act on, or is it something I can't do anything about? If it's something you can't do anything about, train yourself visually to lock it away somewhere in your brain, whether that's in a treasure chest or in the basement. You've got the key, you can lock it, you can put it somewhere, whatever comes to mind for you to lock that thought away. If it needs to come out once in a while, you can say, I can let it out for 5 minutes a day and I can have my worrying thoughts. But actually, for no more than 5 minutes a day. Yes. If it's a what if thought you can do something about, then you do something about it. So let's give you an example. Let's say, what if I get the virus and I die? Who's going to look after my children? Who's going to look after my family? Okay, so ultimately, you cannot 100% guarantee you won't get the virus. But what I can do is make sure that my mental, physical, and emotional energy is in the best place it can be. Therefore, my immune system is in the best place it can be. So what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to make sure I'm, learning about the best nutrition. I'm going to learn mental activities to help me relax. I'm going to be, more observant of my emotional states, and I'm going to limit the negative framing and fear-based stuff that's around me. So maybe I need to check in with the up-to-date news once in a while just to find out if I'm allowed to go out on the street today in my country or not. But beyond that, there is no benefit in me listening to the news 6 times a day. And I'm going to manage all of that. What if my father gets the illness and he dies because he's an elderly man? Well, so far, he's at home. He's in grounding, as people call that isolation. He's in a place of grounding, I call it. He's safe. He's got food. I'm making sure he gets daily deliveries or, regular deliveries. I'm ordering online for him. There's absolutely nothing more to do with that. The continued thought, but he's 85. What if he could die? This is a security guard fear creating thought, which you can't do any more about.
And so it doesn't help you in any way to keep thinking about it once you've done the necessary steps. Yes.
So there's so much we can do, and it's common sense, and it's taking care of ourselves, and it's taking care of our loved ones, and it's, respecting, not just respecting the rules, but respecting them because you care for others. We have another phrase going around right now, social distancing. I call it kindness distancing. I want to be kind to myself, and therefore I don't want to get infected, and I want to be kind to everyone else because I can't be 100% sure I'm not carrying the virus. So I don't want to infect anyone else. So for now, I'm going to go into a period of security distancing, safety distancing, kindness distancing. Social distancing has a little bit of a negative frame, right? So, yeah.